If you're working out every week, eating clean, and putting in a lot of time and effort into your fitness, but you're still not losing weight, it can be incredibly frustrating. In this video, I'm gonna help you get down to the bottom of why you're not losing weight despite trying really hard, and I'm gonna tell you exactly what to do to start making progress. And as a coach and personal trainer, I'm gonna tell you exactly what you need to hear in regards to this, not just what you want to hear. Now, here's what I've seen in the past when people are trying really hard to lose weight, but it's not working. They start to look for reasons as to why their case is special or why they're an outlier who's doing everything right but still isn't losing weight. And I've heard everything under the sun. I've heard that someone's genetics are so bad that that's why they can't lose weight. I've heard that because they're too old, they can't lose weight. I've heard that people think their metabolism is ruined and it's preventing them from losing weight. Or that they have some rare condition that is preventing them from losing weight. And if you think you have some rare condition or illness or some metabolic reason or medical reason why you can't lose weight, the good news is you can very simply go to a doctor, get blood work taken, have some tests done, and determine, is that a fact? Do you have some condition that's preventing this? And can you get some medication and treatment for it so that it's not an issue anymore? Or what happens 99.999999999% of the time is you go to the doctor, you get blood work and tests done, and you find out there's nothing wrong with you. And at least you can cross that off the list and find out, you know what, I don't have some unique condition. But again, if you have any thought that that might be you or your situation, definitely go to the doctor and get this checked out. And here's the part that you need to hear, but probably don't want to hear. The truth about why 99% of people are struggling to lose weight even if they're trying hard, which is that they're eating more food than they think they are. And it's not their fault or your fault. It's done usually without them realizing. They don't know. And that's why coaches like me exist, because I know the common ways people overeat without realizing it. I can analyze everything you're doing and do an audit, and fairly quickly, within a few weeks, determine where those hidden calories might be and help you make a plan or focus on the right things to not overeat anymore. Now, if you think this might be you, or if you're trying to lose weight but you're not able to right now, the following 6 ways are the most common ways people usually overeat without realizing it. The first way is mindless snacking. This can be done in a number of ways. A common way is grabbing a handful of a snack or a bite of a snack or a spoonful of a snack all throughout the day. So you grab a cookie at 10 a.m. You grab a handful of nuts at 12 p.m. You grab a spoonful of peanut butter a couple hours later. And it's these little bites throughout the day that you don't think make much of a difference, but of course, they do add up. The other way people find themselves mindlessly snacking is usually while they're doing something else. The common one is watching TV. If you're sitting watching TV every night, eating some popcorn or some chips or some cookies, whatever it is, you're eating almost like entertainment, and mindlessly, you're not measuring how much you're eating, and it's often a family-sized bag of chips that has 9 servings in it. So we often eat while we're doing something else for entertainment. The second way people overeat without realizing it is by drinking calories. Alcohol is a big one. Some people drink multiple times a week, or you might have a drink every night with dinner or after dinner, or you might drink a ton on the weekend. But whether you're having 1 drink a night or you're having 10 drinks on a Saturday night, you're drinking hundreds, if not 1,000 or more calories that week in just liquid. And this is going to be incredibly hard to overcome, even if you're eating really well. It could very well be the difference between being in a deficit and at the end of the week and not being in a deficit. Because liquid calories don't keep you full, but they add up very quickly and easily. Now, alcohol is just one example, but obviously you could drink a Gatorade every day or every other day. You could drink In energy drinks, some energy drinks have 250 calories in one can. Some of them have 10 calories. And some people aren't looking at the nutrition label, so they don't know the difference. You could be drinking juice every morning or milk and creamer in larger quantities in your coffee. And of course, if you're drinking like soda or iced tea or lemonade, these, sugary drinks that have 200 to 300 calories per bottle, that's definitely gonna add up quickly too. Number 3 is not measuring out high calorie foods or not being aware of how much you're eating of higher calorie foods, such as peanut butter, olive oil, butter, dressings and sauces. Whether you track your food or not, these are very high calorie foods that aren't even the main item in the meal. You put these foods on other foods. Peanut butter, rarely are you just gonna eat it plain, right? You're gonna put it on bread or you're gonna put it on something else. Same with butter, you're gonna put it on toast or in rice, or you're gonna cook with it and put it in the things you're eating, which the meal you're eating is calories itself. So these high calorie foods, and oil, the same thing, you put it on other foods. So these are additives or toppings that are extremely high in calories, and they don't even fill you up because they're just the topping or the additive. Salad dressings can turn a 300 calorie salad into an 1100 calorie salad because nobody uses one serving of salad dressing on their salad. And some of these salad dressings have 20 grams of fat per serving and several hundred calories. So if any of these foods or toppings that I'm mentioning are foods that you eat frequently, whether it be multiple times a week or whether it be every day, some of these foods you probably eat multiple times a day and you don't measure it out. And again, this is coming from somebody who has analyzed the food logs and the macros of maybe 1,000 people over the last decade. So maybe take my word when I say this, but if you're eating multiple of these foods daily, peanut butter, olive oil, butter, salad dressings, and you have no idea, like you can't clearly tell me how much of those things you're having, you might be eating thousands, multiple thousands of calories a week that you have no idea that you're eating. And that goes, if you're just eating one of these things like daily. If you're eating multiple of these things without having any idea of how much you're using, it's not a surprise that you're struggling to lose weight. The fourth way people overeat very easily is by going out to eat multiple times a week. And this actually goes along with number 3, the previous way, because in restaurants, the goal is literally to make the food taste as amazing as possible. So you want to go back and eat there, and so you have a good experience and you leave a good review, and that you want to tell all your friends how amazing this restaurant is. So they're using tons of butter because butter tastes amazing. It makes everything taste better. They're using tons of it in every meal you eat, whether it's a lean chicken dish, whether it's fish, whether it's pasta. They're putting tons of butter into your meal. They're doing the same with olive oil. Again, I'm not saying that olive oil or butter or fats in general are unhealthy. I'm saying they're very calorie dense. 1 gram of fat is more than 2 times the calories as 1 gram of protein or 1 gram of carbs. And like I said, this isn't even the meal. Butter isn't the meal. Olive oil isn't the meal. Cheese isn't the meal. You put that stuff on the meal, so it's just extra calories on top of what the meal actually is. So if you're going out to eat, it's usually going to be a much higher calorie meal than if you made that same exact meal at home. So what I see time and time again is that if people are going out to eat multiple times a week, or some people go out to eat every day, it is certainly going to be harder to lose weight. Of course, you can still do it. I have clients who go out to eat every day because of their schedule, and they have some go-to spots, and we have a very structured plan and game plan around what they're ordering and what the game plan is. But for the average person who doesn't have a coach or doesn't have a very clear structure with their nutrition or doesn't have a few options to go eat out for, it can make it much, much harder. Now, if you can find a restaurant that has the calories or the macros listed online so that you don't have to wonder how much it is, that's gonna make a big difference. The fifth reason people overeat without realizing it is binging on the weekends. And we see this all the time. People eat super clean and restrictive Monday through Friday, but it's unnecessarily restrictive and they're really, really hungry, and by the time the weekend rolls around, they can't take it anymore and they binge at the first opportunity of going out on a Saturday or a Friday or having brunch on a Sunday. They binge eat and they don't realize it, but they're eating 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 calories. So if you consider yourself someone who's very, very strict during the week, but often feel like you overdo it, even if you're not sure to what extent, but if you feel like you overdo it on the weekends and that's really the main obstacle for you, this is probably you, and this is probably what you're doing. And the sixth reason people overeat without realizing it is snacking at night. This is a similar outcome to the previous reason of binging on the weekend. Some people are eating so restrictively during the day, eating tiny little meals or just having little snacks throughout the day, but not actually good, filling, whole food meals that keep them full. So by the time the nighttime rolls around, they're starving. They've got to eat everything in their pantry and they can't stop eating. So while they were eating clean and eating very strict for most of the day, what they eat at night, the snacking that happens at night, is pushing them out of a deficit. These are the most common reasons why people are overeating without realizing it. And I see all of these all the time. So if you're doing any of these, don't feel bad. Like, these are super common. The vast majority of people are doing at least one of these things. And the good news is you can overcome it. There's been so many people that I've worked with who have pretty quickly and easily overcome it. And that's part of my job as the coach, is to identify which of these things is happening, or maybe additional things that might be happening, and help give you a simple and straightforward plan of attack to overcome it and to make you not feel like snacking at night anymore, or not feel like you need to binge on the weekend anymore, or just to be extra careful about that amount of olive oil or butter that you're using. And I do this by having my clients keep a food log. They jot down exactly what they eat every day, and it's not for judgments. There's no judgments at all, but that way I can see what they're having and I can better coach them. I can give them suggestions and ideas to see the results they want to see. And this food logging also works as a powerful form of accountability, because they're not going to want to show me that they ate McDonald's 3 days in a row, right? They're more likely to have McDonald's just once, and then because of some slight embarrassment of not wanting to have to tell me that they're going to eat McDonald's again, they're more likely to get a salad somewhere or to make a meal at home to show me that they did well and they bounced back strong. And of course, I provide my clients with sample meal options and snack options that will be really good for keeping them full, hitting their calories or their macros, and giving them the best possible chance at feeling their best while losing weight. But in case you're watching this and you don't have a coach and you're on this journey all by yourself, I'm gonna give you a couple of action steps that can help you start to overcome this plateau or this struggle of trying to lose weight but not succeeding. What I would encourage you to do is to track everything you eat or drink for 7 days to start, with the idea of doing it for 30 days. So by tracking everything you eat, what I mean is your total calories. If you want to go a step deeper and track your macros, which is your proteins, carbs, and fats, which make up the amount of total calories you eat, go ahead and do that. But the idea is we want to keep track of the exact number of total calories that we're eating for at least 7 days. That means if you drink alcohol, if you have a handful of nuts or trail mix, if you put butter on your toast, you need to track all of that so that it can be as accurate as possible. You're not gonna track this diligently or even track at all forever, but if you're really struggling right now to lose weight and it's really important to you, this is going to be the number one thing that as quickly as possible helps you get down to the bottom of why you're not losing weight or what you can do to lose weight right now. So track everything you eat for 7 days, and I recommend using a food scale to weigh out the foods you're eating. This especially goes for those of you who might already be tracking your food while you're watching this video. What you need to do is go back to basics, and for a full week, for 7 days, including the weekends, weigh out everything you eat on a food scale. If you're making that toast with butter, put your toast on the food scale and weigh out how much butter you're using. You need to be exact and know for a fact how much of each food you're eating. And the vast majority of the time, if you do this, people end up losing weight, or you'll at least have a clear picture of how many calories you're actually eating. It might surprise you. It might be more than you realized. It may be way more than you realized you were eating. In which case you can then tighten up your eating for week number 2 and see if that helps to generate the momentum in losing weight. If you make sure to do this for 7 days and you don't skip anything, I promise you'll notice the wheels turning in the right direction. I've done this with so many clients over the years and it works almost every time. Now, if you really want some professional help doing this to monitor everything you're eating, make sure you're doing it in a way that's gonna lead to results, eliminate the guesswork, and have some accountability and have someone in your corner, myself, to make sure you're focusing on the right things, feel free to book a call down below in the description of this video, and I'd be happy to see if I can help, or at the very least, what I can do on our call is do an audit of everything that you're eating and drinking and give you some tangible and actionable direction that you can go ahead and implement on your own. Thank you for watching. I really hope this video was helpful. Like I said, it was a little bit of tough love, a little bit of telling you what you needed to hear rather than what you wanted to hear. And if you did find it helpful, I've got another video coming up for you right over here, and I'll catch you over there.